Hi, I'm Graeme Cocks, and I'd like to tell you the story of a book that I've written called Through Darkest Seas. We're in the Shipwrecks Gallery of the WA Maritime Museum outside the Batavia. This is a story of the highs and lows of building a replica sailing ship and then sailing the ship around the world twice. The title of this book is Through Darkest Seas, and the reason I called it that was because the story of the original Duyfken isn't always a positive story. We forward ourselves through 400 years, and the story of rebuilding a ship and then sailing her on the expeditions was a story of highs and lows, great highs and lows, and experiences that we had. Not always good experiences, and so we sailed through darkest seas. Duyfken arrived in Australia at the Pennefather River in 1606, and that began 164 years exploration of the Australian coastline by the Dutch. And this ship, the Batavia right behind us, which came to grief on the Western Australian coast in 1629, was one of those voyages. And so there is a direct link with the Duyfken and Batavia. I was first involved with the Duyfken in 1994, and then we fundraised for the ship, we started building the ship, we sailed the ship, and we took the ship to the Netherlands. And I wanted to tell the story of all of the people involved in all of those years and how this monumental achievement really came about. And I saw everything. I was involved in pretty much every aspect of Duyfken over those years. I'm very proud of this book, and I'm sure that anybody with an interest in seafaring, the ocean, and tall ship replicas will love reading the stories of Duyfken and the adventures we had. My book tells the story of Duyfken and the spice trade in 1606, and then 400 years later we go to the dreamers and adventurers of today and their stories. Well, there's the stories of firebending the planks here in Fremantle, carting the ship through Fremantle on the back of a truck, launching the ship in Fishing Boat Harbour, and then the tragic first voyage of the ship, the first time we sailed the ship. And Michael Kalis, the chairman of the project, died only a few weeks before. Then we've got the stories of sailing to the Pennefather River in Queensland, asking for permission to land, an act of reconciliation that had never been done before. And then the most horrendous of voyages to the Netherlands, where we really found out how difficult it was to survive on these ships 400 years ago. I have a passion for Duyfken, and I wanted to tell the story of Duyfken. I found the old archive boxes in the ceiling of my house, and I went through them and I rediscovered the stories of the people who built the ship, the people who dreamed of the ship, the people who sailed the ship, all of the people who contributed to Duyfken and made it such a fantastic project for all those years, and that's the story I want to tell. This book isn't about the sea or sailing. This book is about an adventure of building a ship and then sailing her, and the expeditions and the people. And that is what I would like people to enjoy in this book. I lived and breathed Duyfken for 20 years, and I hope that when you read Through Darkest Seas, you'll get an understanding of the fabulous experiences we had in those days and enjoy the book and realize that it's called Through Darkest Seas for a very good reason. Thank you.